Dividends are a great way to make some passive income, and in fact, it might be one of the fastest growing YouTube subcategories that people are talking about. Really, you have growth, day trading, options trading, and dividend investing to really round out the whole YouTube quadfecta of things that people like to talk about. And those are also the major types of investments that you can make. What are some good stocks to get you started down the dividend road, though? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jacob Fisher, and it's Minute Monday, which means I need to answer the relatively simple question of what are my 5 favorite dividend stocks in just a few short minutes. With that being said, I'm not a financial advisor, so this is for entertainment purposes only, and let's tap that like button and get into it. First and foremost is AT&T. They have a 6.9% dividend. This is part of the telecom sector, and throughout the rest of the video, I will be talking about other stocks in various different sectors and sort of why I like them. T has been around for quite some time and has always provided a very solid dividend, one that kind of stays around and doesn't really go anywhere despite changing conditions in the market. They grow pretty slowly, but I don't really see them going anywhere in the near time future. If anything, maybe there would be a merger with a larger company. Except AT&T is a pretty big company. They have a payout ratio of 65%, which is a sustainable move overall. If a company has a payout ratio over 100%, generally it's much less sustainable than a typical company with 60% or so. Just consider a payout ratio above 100%, they might actually be bleeding money by giving out more than they actually have. Moving on to XOM or Exxon. Now they have a payout ratio near 100%. It's not over 100%, but it's pretty high up there. So they have a dividend of 7.98%. Pretty high, but that's also in part due to the payout ratio, but it's not over that 100% yet. Normally it sits around the 80% range. Anyway, even though gas is going through some hard times right now, I don't see a scenario where we don't use gas consistently and just all the time until we come up with some new renewable energy source that totally replaces gas. Once that happens, I'd probably sell Exxon and get into a renewable energy company. Hopefully they also just don't have another oil spill, because that would be pretty devastating to a lot of things and the environment, most importantly. Moving on, we have JP Morgan Chase. Now I talk about this company a lot because I get their credit cards, and they have a great selection of credit cards. JPM has a dividend of 3.65%. Overall, for a banking company, I believe in them more than like Wells Fargo, for example, that had that huge scandal. Now I'm not saying JPM will not have a scandal like that, but it seems less likely considering the offerings they have and just the amount of trust they've tried to develop into the consumer. Their banking system is just great, and since I'm a member of their banking system and credit cards, I just felt like it was a reasonable choice to get into JPM. Their payout ratio since around 40% or lower, which is very sustainable. Hopefully nothing like the 2008 financial crisis will happen again anytime soon and destroy and redevelop the entire banking system as we know it. Next, we're moving on to McDonald's MCD with a dividend of 2.52%. I think Warren Buffett still eats there every day or something, so it must be really good. Now, typically I don't like fast food, but McDonald's and the other fast food companies have started investing in burgers like the Impossible Burger or the Beyond Meat Burger. So I think them trying to develop with the new trends coming that people want to eat less meat is very good. It just shows that they are innovating and not just sitting stagnant. Now, if they hadn't done something like that, I probably would not consider them on this list because they just weren't trying to grow and develop as a company as a whole. Their new plant-based burger, which came out a little while ago, is called the PLT. It replaces the BLT. But let's move on to the tech sector. STX or Seagate Technologies has a dividend of 5.26%. Now, the tech sector is a bit harder to choose from because you could choose a company like Apple, but I just think it's really too high right now and I'd rather buy it a bit lower. Seagate, on the other hand, is kind of just hanging out because it's a hard drive company. I always buy Seagate hard drives because I just, that's just what I do. They generally have very good deals on their hard drives. I can't imagine people are switching from hard drives to very cloud storage yet. I don't think that'll happen until we have fiber internet all over the US or in major parts of the US. Plus, when you think about it, cloud storage still needs a hard storage somewhere just to have access to the internet, which is where hard drives come into play. I actually don't know how cloud storage works, but I would assume it's stored somewhere, right? Their payout ratio sits around 50%, which is just very solid overall, gives plenty of room for growth and also for increasing or decreasing the dividend, preferably increasing. Not too many tech companies offer high dividends, and Apple is only around the 2% range for their dividend, which is, I think, pretty low, except McDonald's is also kind of low. But again, Apple is just too high, and Seagate Technologies seems like a solid choice for me. I think having good stocks in all these sectors is very important in developing a portfolio just to get exposure to the entire market rather than sitting solely in like tech, for example. Dividend stocks shouldn't be the only thing you have, and it's also important to get those value and growth stocks in some of your portfolio because, like I said in another video, sometimes I just want to wake up in the morning and be up 50% normally. Let me know down in the comments what you think of my picks, and if you have any better ones or ones you just like that I didn't mention, let me know down there. I upload videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on travel and finance, so if that sounds like it's something interest to you, make sure you subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.